Watch what happens when we pair David Larrick with 3 students he has never met. One a 4th grader, one a 6th grader, and one an 8th grader.
Well, we're going to analyze something and play with something else today, words. You can play with words, actually. Look up here on the board at these words. Do you all know what those words mean? Yeah, sure. Words are made up of things, of course. What are they made up of?
Letters.
Letters, right. How many letters in this word?
4.
Sure. How many letters in this word?
6.
Sure. What else are words made up of?
Syllables.
Do you know what a syllable is? And what?
Like where there's a pause or 2.
That's good. That's right. How many syllables are in this word?
1.
And how about in this one?
2.
And how about this one?
3.
3. Syllable. Good. Well, I want to show you something else that words are made up of. You may not have never heard of this term, but let's learn this today. It's something called morpheme. You ever heard of that? Well, good. It's a fun thing about words. It's the smallest part of a word that has meaning. Now let's take a look at it. If you broke this word down into smaller parts, you're just going to get letters, right? Does the letter W mean anything? Nah. Or O? Nah. How about T-E-R? Does that mean anything to you? No. But the whole word means something, right? Well, that whole word is one morpheme. It's the smallest part of a word that has meaning. Can you think of anything you might add to that word to make it another word that you know of?
S.
S. What happens if we add S to that, Clay?
It becomes 2 or more.
Good. It's more than one. So this little thing, this little S, means something at that point. What does it mean?
It means there's more than one.
That's right. It means more than one. So now how many morphemes are in that word, words?
2.
That's exactly right. Good. Can you think of anything else you could add to that besides an S?
ING.
Wording. All right. Wording. What's that?
I don't know.
It's a real word, though. You've heard of it, right? So this thing must have meaning. Let's test it. Let's test it. Can you see ing on the end of any other thing? You know, all right. Look at what will happen here. You can make a new word with that. So this thing must have meaning. Now I wonder what ing means.
It's an action.
Now I think we've talked about porter. Now, if you go to a hotel and you call for a porter, what do you want?
A porter?
Have you ever heard of porter?
No.
All right. Let's see if we can figure out what porter might mean. What's portable mean?
You can carry something with you. It can travel.
All right. If portable means able to be carried, what might a porter be?
Somebody that carries something.
Very good. Now, how do you know it's somebody who carries something? Let's look at it.
Because of the ER.
All right. And let's prove it by checking out to see if it exists in something else. Can you see it in some other word?
Rider.
All right, good. You're a rider. So what does a rider do? A person who rides. So a porter is a person who ports. But we don't have that word exactly in English. So this is called a morpheme, and this is called a morpheme, and the two of them together create an English word. So there's no such word as this. And there are words like this, but like a carport or a seaport, not to carry. But the two of them together make a word. Let's see if you can add anything to that word to make a new word.
Portering.
You are smart. What would portering be?
Somebody carrying something.
Doing it right now in the present tense. And let's take a look at this. I'll explain what it's like, and you'll have fun with these things. It's root squares, it's called. How many roots can you make? It says, right in the middle, you'll see P-O-R-T. Go ahead and get your pencil. Go ahead and see P-O-R-T in the shaded area. And then all around it are different little, guess what they're called? Morphemes, that's right. They're not words. Some of them are more than one syllable. There's certainly more than one letter in most cases. They're called morphemes. And since they're morphemes, they have meaning, right? So go around and just make as many words as you can in just a minute or so, and list them down there in the list, in the blanks, and see how many you can get. And then we'll talk about them.
What did you guys get? Porting, ports.
And then go ahead and add them to your list if you don't have that. Then we'll make one big list.
Porter and portable. I don't know if that's a word.
Support?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
I wasn't reading it like that.
Well, how are you reading it, Heather?
Support. I didn't put it together right.
Isn't that startling and wonderful and how it comes to life like that? Support. Okay, what else?
Import and export.
Okay. Export, that's a good one. Did you get export? Okay, good. This one?
Being active.
The noun of being active, that's right.
What you have observed in the introductory lesson that David Larrick has taught these three students is a simple formula that underlies all words in English and all of the activities of the word build program. This is that formula. Word equals prefixes plus roots plus suffixes. Every word in English is composed of at least one root plus, optionally, one or more prefixes and one or more suffixes. Once students begin to grasp this idea, and we see in this very brief lesson just how fast they can get it, they will never again see words in English as strings of irregular sounds, but will now see strings of meaningful parts. The regularity of English lies more in the structure of the meaning of words than in their sounds. With this insight, students quickly become conscious of relationships of meaning in the words they encounter. Soon they will begin to see some part of the meaning of all the words they read, and rarely will a word seem to them completely unfamiliar. Their word recognition, their spelling, and their comprehension will improve dramatically as a result, and big words that were before a barrier to understanding will become simple puzzles that they can solve.